I'm Trevor Deneen.
And I am Ifi Chiwetelu.
And I am the Bobby Bot. You're listening to Now or Never.
What was that?
Oh, just a robot.
Oh, you say that so casually.
You'll find out in just a second.
For a second there, I actually thought I was being replaced, and no one told me.
You know what? The robots aren't coming for our jobs just yet.
Yet.
That is Bobby Bot. And he already has a job as a classroom assistant, making sure kids don't get too loud.
You kids did great. Thank you all for being so kind to my ears. You have earned a point. I'm so happy that I got to learn with you all today.
Bobby Bot is the invention of Patrick Mitchell, just one of hundreds of Patrick's inventions. And, like any genius inventor from a classic 1980s movie, he has his own origin story.
When I was very young, my Aunt Janet had a huge movie collection, and she let us watch whatever we wanted. Rated R, rated PG, it didn't matter. We weren't allowed to watch that at home, but she let us watch whatever. And one of those movies she introduced me to was Short Circuit.
Beautiful.
Short Circuit.
I am alive.
And every time we went to visit Aunt Janet, that would be one of the movies that I watched. I watched it over and over and over again. And it's a movie about a robot who was struck by lightning and given a soul, if you will.
I am alive, yes?
I used to draw robots very poorly, but I would draw robots, and I would start asking my parents if I could take certain things apart, things around the house that were no longer working. That went on for years and years and years. My dad would find stuff and he would bring it home, and I would just take it apart. And I had a huge collection of these motors and buttons and LEDs and lights, anything, speakers. I would take anything and everything apart. And if I couldn't get something apart, I would smash it until I got inside.
Patrick has held onto that childhood love of invention. He went from breaking apart electronics to engineering them himself when he got a job at BlackBerry. But then...
It could be the final blow for an iconic Canadian tech company. Today, BlackBerry announced it's cutting its workforce by an astounding 40% in a desperate bid to keep the company afloat.
Since being laid off by BlackBerry, Patrick has been in full basement laboratory mode. He spent the past 8 years building everything from classroom robots to escape room electronics and countdown clocks, all from a lab in his basement.
I work primarily downstairs in my lab that doubles as my man cave. And down there I've got my massive DVD collection, my oscilloscope, my 3 computers, my audio programming devices, and my microcontroller programming devices. When I get an idea that I think is unique and might be a challenge, I basically run downstairs. Unless I have other obligations, I'm basically going downstairs to start it. And I tend to get pretty excited, and I only have to wait about 10 days for my circuit boards to come in once I've ordered them. And that 10 days feel pretty long because I get really excited.
But not long ago, that wait for parts went from 10 days to weeks and sometimes even months. The global supply chain shortage has meant that Patrick can't get the chips and circuit boards he needs. And no parts means no inventions. So after 8 years of inventing on his own, Patrick is leaving the lab and trading it in for an office job at a local technology company.
So about 6 months ago, I noticed that business was nowhere close to what it used to be. It wasn't sustainable. It's not cheap to do electronic design anymore. The global supply shortage has really destroyed many elements of my business. Part of me was like, okay, you need to really pull it all stops with marketing and Kickstarters and YouTube videos. Hi everybody, Patrick here from Engineering Shock Electronics and EscapeRoomElectronics.com. This is the fast RFID reader video. Hi everybody, my name is Patrick Mitchell. This is my 41st Kickstarter campaign, my smallest Kickstarter campaign. This is the first Butler video, and this is a fundamental video. So I've torn most of my code in. And I found it really hard to get motivated to do that. And that's one thing that's hard about being your own boss when you're in a one-person business, is the motivation to do everything can be difficult when you really only want to be designing. I'll look back fondly, with fond memories. I have very few, if any, regrets. When I was younger, I never thought enough of myself really to think that I could end up doing this stuff. I know that I've made my parents very proud. When 5 years from now, if my business is completely gone, who knows what's going to happen. I will look back with fond memories, and I'll be able to share all of that with my children, should they have any interest in watching hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTube videos. It's nice to have that, because it is part of my legacy and who I am, and it is my life's work. So I will look back fondly, maybe a little bit of sadness, but I'm moving forward with a good attitude.
If you want to meet just one part of Patrick's life work, BobbyBot the robot, we will share pictures and videos on our CBC Now or Never Instagram and Facebook.
I'm going to miss me some BobbyBot.
Something tells me he will be just fine.
It really makes me happy that I have so many friends here. I'm going to rest my circuits. I'll see you all again soon. Powering down.